2020 is going to be my year. I'm going to do phenomenal things. And then it totally went in the shitter. So then it's easy to just go, well, I'll just give up on it. You know what? Doesn't matter. I'll get started next year. That way of thinking handicaps so many goals. Welcome to the BadAssDads podcast. KDH here on the microphone in the Iron Yeti studios once again with my friend Steven DeSchryver.
Kevin, how's it going, bud?
Man, it is good. It is good. Here we are coming to the end of 2020 and like the year that just keeps giving.
And over and over and over again, it keeps giving.
The gift that just keeps on giving.
Mm-hmm.
And, I text you a little bit earlier. I want to keep this a fairly short episode, but there's something special, something sacred for me about the phrase finishing strong. And just, it's a little bit funny, but my little guy, I talk about my oldest son, Jacob, quite a bit, 13-year-old, but my little guy, 9-year-old Bentley, he is the antithesis in a lot of ways of my oldest son in that, Jacob, here he is, 13 years old. He's 100 and he weighs 198 pounds right now. He's a thick boy right now. Some high school coach is going to love him on the line. But my little guy, he's struggling to get to 55 pounds. But he enjoys running and everything else. So we started talking about reaching out and finding out about cross country. So I guess there's a cross country team that's supposed to be really, good here in Parker, Colorado. And we're going to look to them. But I started, training him with running. And so he's been struggling with the whole online school stuff. So I got a little loop that he could do and said, hey, before school starts, you got to go run the loop and I'm going to time you. Ready, set, go. So he loves running against the clock. And so he's trying to get better each and every one. And so one of the things I was telling him, that I noticed with him is that there's probably about a half a block that he finishes on where I'll be able to see him. And so, I noticed once he gets there and he can see me, he sprints to the finish line. He doesn't give up. He doesn't know what the time is, but he doesn't give up there. And there's something special about sprinting to the finish line. So I want to talk about sprinting to the finish line of this year and not giving up and not going, and not doing what I've been famous for, which is having the someday diet. Oh, Monday, the Monday diet. Hey, I'm going to start on Monday that. Oh, January 1st, we're starting that. No, it starts right now. So I want to talk about finishing strong, which is going to ultimately lead into us getting a running start into 2021.
Wow. That's a way to start. I will say this, and I know you got people listening all over the world, right? But some of us feel like we're down, right? I might be sick, I might be overweight, I might be, someone may have passed away, COVID may have had directly impacted my family, COVID may have affected my business, the election went the way I wanted or didn't go the way I wanted, and we're sitting here at the end of 2020, looking at the end of the year. Some of us, I'm pretty sure, are just like exhausted and want to get over the finish line. But in the end, I'll say, if you can hear this right now, you're still in the fight. You're still in the fight. We can still get up. We can still keep after it. We can still get going. And we talked about all the times, like during these hard times, that's when most people find the opportunity to become more successful than they ever thought they could possibly be, whether it's in their business, in their family life, in their home life. And we really need to be grateful for the opportunities that we do have. We might be at home with our families more than we want to be right now.
Sure.
I might be teaching my son or daughter online when I don't necessarily have the resources available or the time or the desire necessarily to go through geometry again. But what a blessing it is to have our sons, to have our daughters, to have our wives, or whatever that is. During this time, I need it for me. I need to start changing my mindset and being grateful.
Well, and I say gratitude, it's really such a gift. I mean, it is a drug that if we decide to, freebase and, shoot into our veins, it has tremendous positive ripple effects on everyone around us. One, it starts with us and how it changes our internal dialogue and our internal attitude. I was telling you earlier, I think it was used with energy, but, the energy that we have, our energy is contagious. Our attitude is contagious, and it's more contagious than COVID. I hope that doesn't get me banned from, being on the interwebs or something like that. I'll probably get shadow banned for using the term COVID. But, I think that we need to, as dads, as badass dads, as leaders in the community, it is our responsibility right now to bring the energy to finishing this year, because the speed of the coach is the speed of the team, and we are the coach of our family. And as we slow down, as we hesitate, as we, get frustrated with, what'd you say, elections, with not working out, with, financially what's going on, that has ripple effects for our family and for our kids. And so let's talk about how we can finish 2020 strong and let that be a running start into 2021. So I know you got some notes that you wanted to cover. So give us a couple of your nuggets that you have in finishing this year strong.
No, I just, maybe a story of inspiration.
Oh, come on now.
There's a guy down the street who owns a donut shop. I don't know how I have this information.
Okay, you're going to lose me because I was like, you have me at donuts. I can't think about anything else right now. Okay, so donuts. I got donuts.
The guy owns a donut shop. He loses his driver. And I love this guy. He's a short little dude. He's an older gentleman. But he wanted to start a donut shop. And so I went in like just trying to support. I'm trying to support him through these hard times.
I want to support him too. Okay.
And so he lost his driver and all these things. And he's doing better now than he ever has been, because he had his, this, I'm not going to fail kind of a thing. And I will finish strong regardless of what it is. And that, you said that attitude is contagious. He happened to be serving, so I don't know which hospital it is, but it's a hospital in the area. And one of the, one of the charge nurses came in, and he was, buying some donuts and things like that. And he admired his enthusiasm so much that now, like every Friday, the hospital orders like whatever 70 dozen donuts.
Oh, come on.
But so his business is good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of where we have to stay positive. We do have to finish strong because we are still in the fight. And we have to break it down into what we can control. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the COVID story, in whatever story, that we lose sight of. I can't control that. I can't control what Pfizer is doing. I can't control what the president is doing, but I can control me and my beliefs and my thoughts. And am I living this one day to the best of my ability? Am I going in and giving it everything I have so that tomorrow will be a little bit better? We talked about, before we got on the air, I've come to love F1 racing, and I'm going to lose a ton of people just to say that. And I'm not a motorsports guy. I'm going to say that out front. But one of the things I found is I love the attention to detail, and they're so focused on finding the thousandth of a second, and one of the things they work on is looking through the corners as they're turning their car. And it seems really simple and stupid, but it really struck me that, as I'm going into a corner, I'm not looking at the corner. I'm not looking at the trouble. I'm not looking at the obstacle. I stay focused on what I want to achieve, and then it just happens. And those people who learn how to drive faster look through the corner every single time because they're not focused on 5 feet in front of them. And sometimes that's where we get tripped up. I'm so focused on, using workouts as an example. I'm so focused on, I don't want to do that kettlebell routine. Thank you, Kyle. I don't want to do, the beast before the feast kettlebell routine. Kyle at Fit Faction, look him up. But, so if I focus on that one burpee to overhead press, it sucks. But if I focus on the end of the workout, how I'm going to feel, if I focus on what I really want, I'll fly through it in no time.
Well, and I love that because it's so easy to get caught up in the moment, in the pain of the moment. And then what ends up happening, at least for me, is then I can just get so focused on the pain that I can mess up a rep, I can hurt myself, I can do a lot of different things as to really being focused on what the outcome is and looking through the corner as you talked about. But, when we were talking earlier, you were talking about, we get so fixated, in running and looking at the pebble, that's in front of us, as opposed to, being able to have that gaze that's taking us down the road even more. I love the concept, but how do we do it? Let's stick with fitness. Okay. We'll stick with fitness here. Cause, I'm pretty sure it was Mike Dolce that threw out a little challenge there that said, hey, lose 10 pounds, the last month of the year and $500 drawing or something like that. And go check him out, go get on his thing. He's going to give $500 away. Why not? By the way, if you do win, then I would like to be able to interview him. So then tell him that I want to interview him. So that would be a fair trade-off. But with that, like, what do we do? Like, how do we not get lost in the moment?
That's a great, like, how do we not get lost in the pain,
pain.
Of the workout specifically?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, it all comes down to diet and exercise, right?
That's what Kyle would say.
It really is that simple. When I'm looking at it, like whenever you're looking at a workout, so exercise, fitness, whatever that is. And right now, I think you look at yourself, I'm a couple pounds overweight. I can't do a pull-up as, Kevin Talbot couldn't do, a couple of years ago.
Yep.
You have to look at what you're trying to achieve. And with working out, it's interesting because you don't see the immediate effects. There's no, I'm going to do a lot of bench today and I'm going to be ripped in the morning. That's not how it works. It takes time. So you really have to change your focus and your gaze on, maybe it's not the scale that you're looking at every single day, waiting for it to change. You're not looking in the mirror every single day, but you feel different. You feel better. You're less likely to go after the donuts or the cookies or whatever that is. You're more likely, if you stay focused on how you're feeling, the direct impact, kind of going back to what we talked about earlier, I can control that, and that helps me feel better to tackle my day, to go after the pebble that's in front of me. I think that's where I would start. I'm not a health expert, as you can see.
But you bring up so many great things, and one of those being focusing on the next evolution. That's what we just heard. Philip Kuntz just talked about focusing on, staying there, getting through this one, and it's very similar, and it doesn't matter. I'll take another example: the compound effect of money. Okay, to see money really get compounded, to go from $1,000 to $2,000 to $4,000 to $8 to 16 to 32, to see that compounding effect doesn't happen in a day, doesn't happen in a month, but takes time. And where most investors blow it is they get so frustrated. What did the market do today? They need to look through the turn. They need to look through the curve there and just stay consistent, because in the moment, pain, we are changing. We are getting consistent with the workout. We're getting consistent with the diet. But the pain of change is forgotten once the benefit of change is realized. So once we have gone through the pain of getting those repetitions and the beast, the kettlebell beast before the feast, if it were repeated weekly or whatever, would maybe get a little bit easier, or maybe you get faster, or you would improve on the skill. And then what do? You would step up weight, you'd have a bigger challenge, whatever at that point. But that pain, your body will adapt, and that's what we want. If we want to take on Mike Dolce singing and lose 10 pounds, well, we're going to have some adaptation during this time. Cut back on calories, increase our workouts, sleep better, drink more water, basic things.
And it's not, right now, the easy example is fitness, because most people understand that, but you're not limited to just fitness and your self-improvement. It can be as simple as writing for the trash every day.
Okay, stop. I know why you're saying that.
I'm trying to inspire you.
Thank you.
So writing for the trash every day, read for 15 minutes every single day. I promise you, if you read for 15 minutes, write for 15 minutes, writing is critical to understanding how you think. And that's not just for you. Working out for 30 minutes a day, you will not recognize the person you used to be when you get a year from now.
Well, that is so good. I'm gonna give you. I didn't talk to you this before, but hey, come on now. There's just a couple weeks left in the year, Stephen. It all sounds great. I'll start January 1. It's great because it's a great target date, but we got the holidays. You don't understand. Well, I was going to say you don't understand because I married a girl from Michigan. Okay, you understand because I married a girl from Michigan, and she's a baker, and so this is a great baking time. So I don't want to miss out on the holidays. So but come January 1, I'm in. What's the problem with that way of thinking?
Where do you want to start? Because January 1st isn't going to happen.
Okay, don't start with marrying a girl from Michigan. Okay,
there's no problem with marrying. Thanksgiving here, amazing. Stacy's an amazing cook. She did a pie cakin, which is a pie baked in a cake. Fantastic.
Is that like a turducken?
Like a turducken. That's where the inspiration came from.
Oh my gosh.
It was a pie and I don't know, whatever. Either so.
I need to get on that. Okay.
So, because January 1st isn't going to come.
Okay, you lost me at donut earlier. Now we're talking about, okay.
I've completely lost it. So because January 1st isn't going to come. The same way tomorrow's never going to come. Like you have to do what you can today. And again, not as a health expert or anything like that, call Kyle, but you can have a cookie, but where you get tripped up is you have 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything in moderation, exercise every single day. Start today, start tomorrow, go for a walk. Some of us, I mean, I think I get into it and some people will just want to go for a run. I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to do an Ironman. And they want to get off the couch and go do an Ironman. It doesn't happen that way. You would know,
Yes,
right?
right?
It starts with taking a walk. Go for a walk around the block.
Yep.
It's amazing. You're sitting at home. You're working from home. You're not moving. You know, we have a joke that, you know, we used to have 10,000 steps before 10 a.m. And that was on a light day. And now you're just sitting at home all the time. You got to get your steps in. You got to walk. You can start now. Why would you wait? You know, greatness is there. Are you going to wait for greatness? It's not going to tap you on your shoulder and be like, hey, Kevin, come this way. No, you have to go get it.
Yeah.
But it's right there.
Man, I love that. And I'm going to give you a little different way of thinking about this. Let's roll the hands of time back. Let's say 3 weeks. So 3 weeks ago, what if you'd started working out then? Where would you be today? You'd be 3 weeks further down the road if you had been doing it consistently every single day, been going there. So now you would have had 3 weeks of adaptation. You would have 3 weeks of improving your diet. You know, it maybe diet is too hard for you during this time. Well, let's start on the one that maybe is easiest. Let's go to the working out. Here's one of the things I did. I started with a number. Okay. Now I had a little bit of a running start before I started this, but I started with burpees. So I decided 1 month I started with 50 burpees, but every day I added one. All I did was add one. And I did that until I got to 150 burpees. Now I got to tell you, if you'd have told me before, one, that I do 50 burpees, you're crazy. And I had to break them down. I think I did like groups of 10, whatever it was. But if you'd have told me that I would eventually get to 150, because actually my goal was to get to 100. My goal was to be able to do 100 burpees in 10 minutes was it. I actually got it inside of 8. I got it like right at 8 minutes for 100 burpees, which was great. Okay. I didn't do that day one. It took time, consistency every single day. And one of the things, Greg Doucette, he's what a great character on YouTube. But Greg, you know, he talks about train harder than last time. Train harder than last time. And that's all I was doing. Literally, I was doing one more than last time. All I got to do, you know, when I was training for the Ironman, it literally started off with 2 mailboxes and a light post. 2 mailboxes and another light post. And that's how I got to 26.2 miles, having never been a runner or anything else. That's how I got to the running. So for those of you that go, I'm going to start, I'm going to get after it in 2021. So 1/1/21, great. Today is 1/1/21. So today you're going to start training knowing that that's going to be your goal. So getting after it right now, finishing strong, going to the next. Because some people, myself included, look back and we go, you know, 2020 is going to be my year. I'm going to do phenomenal things. And then it totally went in the shitter. So then it's easy to just go, well, I'll just give up on it. You know what? Doesn't matter. I'll get started next year. That way of thinking handicaps so many goals. It retards so many dreams that people have, and it keeps people from actually going after it. So the only thing that we can control, and you mentioned it earlier, is what we can do today. Our attitude, our activity today. So let's get after it today. Finish 2020 strong, knowing that that's going to lead us into, we're going to be 3 weeks ahead. You're 3 weeks ahead. Instead of having, 52 weeks in 2021? What if you have 55 weeks? There it is. I just declared it.
Boom.
2021 starts now.
Do a push-up right now.
Do a push-up.
Not you. Whoever's listening, do a push-up right now.
I love it. Hey guys, thank you for listening to the Badass Dad podcast. We are super excited. We got so many great things that are coming our way here, and some of the adjustments, things that are going on here. You know, the equipment at ironyetistudios just keeps getting better and better. And Stephen, you're actually, I want to take this moment just to thank you for your efforts and what you've done with us here. And man, thanks for making this year really dynamite. I mean, we're close, not quite there, but we're going to be over 100 episodes here the next couple of months.
Just like you've recorded 98 so far.
So we recorded, okay.
We've had 98 recording sessions.
Wow.
We're almost at, this is 99.
Is it really?
Yep. So the next one will be recording session. It won't be podcast 100,
right.
But.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Because you're on 80
something.
80 something right now.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you just publicly. I want to thank you for all of your efforts. This does not happen without you. And so You have an amazing servant spirit, and you do so many things behind the scenes, from, obviously recording, cleaning up all the stupid stuff that I say, making the little thumbnails. Is that what they're called?
Thumbnails. Look at you.
See,
Thumbnails,
I'm
Instagram posts.
Even old people can learn something.
Your voice to the world.
My voice to the world. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Go ahead.
No. I'd do it for anybody. I wouldn't do it for anybody, but I will do it for anybody.
All right.
I'll help you guys out.
Hey,
get your voice out there.
Have a badass day. Be a badass dad. Finish 2020 strong so that we can roll into 2021 even stronger dads. And we're out. Hey guys, just want to thank you so much for listening to the Badass Dad podcast. We do need your help though. A couple different things that we could use. We want to grow our podcast and our message out there. We are getting so much great feedback from you guys, but we need your help. So we want to make it into the top 10. So if you could please, share. I guess sharing the podcast is a huge benefit. Also, if you'll comment. So if you'll leave us a comment, leave us a review, and some 5 stars would be great. The other thing is, if you have a subject you'd love for us to cover, maybe there's something you like the subject shows or an interview, or if there's someone you want us to interview, if you could communicate with us, you can hit me up at kdh@badad.org. So that's kdh@badad.org, or you can go to our Instagram, which is Badass Dads Podcast, and leave us a direct message there. And I'd love to interview people, love to hit the subjects you guys want to hear more about. Thank you so much for helping us grow.